Hello Scorpio, thank you for coming back to my channel. Thank you for liking and subscribing, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. Please don't forget to like and share, or like and subscribe. So now in the first house we have water element sensing. This is the first of the 4 element cards. You have all 4 element cards in your reading this month, which is unusual since I really shuffled again and again and again, triple. I did many times, and yet all 4 came out in the lower half of your chart. So this is the first of the element cards. You have water element sensing. So now first house is the house of the self, your physical body, your vitality, your appearance, and how you are perceived by others. So this is your character, your characteristics and your personality, and also what you're projecting outwards, you know, how you are feeling on that particular day, or the phase that you're going through, or it could even be something to do with your ascendant. So how you are projecting yourself and how you're being received by others is all dealt with in the first house. Also your self-oriented interests and your actual physical body. So now with this card coming in, what it's indicating for you is that at this time, as you are making your way through your daily life, it's probably best just to go with the flow for now. Just follow the current, surrender to the current. You'll still need to follow your intuition and what you are sensing, because it will guide you correctly at this time. You may just find that you need to take some time out and just withdraw periodically to conserve your energy and to gather your resources. So this will be like a pause before action is required. So this is a time of gathering as opposed to action in your first house. So just, you know, sort of go with things, see how they're working for you. You will still need to keep your boundaries in place though, so you're not taken advantage of by others during this quiet period, or you're being perceived as being quiet and perhaps low energy, because you need to conserve your energy at this time, or just go through periods periodically where you are doing that. This is also a very creative and imaginative time. So if you are interested in that, then write, paint, any of those kinds of activities. Write poetry. Nobody else has to see it. It can just be for yourself. You may find that it's best to work alone on certain things at this time as well. You're going to be doing a lot of inner processing. So there's a lot of inner work going on, which is all necessary in order to navigate other things that are going on in other areas of your life. You may be involved with a trip across water of some kind. That does come with this card as well. Then in the second house we have Aries I Am. So the second house, this is the house of your income, your money coming in for you. It's also the house of your self-worth and the house of your value systems. And it's everything that you own, all your possessions. So that's tied in with your value system. So that value system is of yourself, what you value in yourself, and also what you value in others and what you value in general. Okay, so now with Aries I Am coming in, this is an action card. So you're going to feel stirred to action in some way. Perhaps you want to go after something which is going to bring you more income in, or you want to do something about a self-worth issue which you've been grappling with. You will be facing a few challenges. You may have the urge to win or compete in some way. This is a fast-moving energy that's coming into this house for you. It's no nonsense. Sports or physical activity is highlighted. With this card, just avoid conflict or aggression of any kind. The best way to handle this energy is through measured action, and some compromise is going to be required. Just avoid rash spending on items you don't need, or rushing around unnecessarily. This card can also bring in leadership in some way. So you may be asked to step up and take leadership in some way, or by your actions, by how you view yourself, or how you approach your values, your value systems, or what you own. Or it could even be how you are earning your income. You may be you may be seen as a leader in some way by others. So that's what this card is bringing in for you. Then in the third house, we have Mercury retrograde reinvention. So your third house, Mercury rules the third house in any case. So this is very much indicated for you at this time. The third house is your house of communication, all forms of communication. So that's written, verbal, even online communication. Any kinds of documents and contracts are also ruled by this house. So it can even be body language, what you're transmitting, how you're expressing yourself, basically. The communication can be to the wider public. It could be part of your job or your profession, or just how you are, how you're communicating with others, all others. But it can also be to certain family members, which will be siblings, cousins, aunts, uncles. It could even be your neighbors. Okay, so with this coming in, the third house also covers short trips of all kinds. So now, with this card coming in, really what it's saying to you is that at this time, for about a week or so, or maybe a little bit longer, just see how you go. Just avoid, if possible, avoid signing contracts or documents or making big purchases. If you really have to sign something, then get it looked over by somebody else who has a fine eye for detail, or you need to go over things really, really well, very, very thoroughly, check all the details, every single detail, go through everything thoroughly. You need to do that because the chances of there being some sort of error or mishap or miscommunication is very, very strong with Mercury retrograde. There's also room for failure of some kind. So whether this is a mechanical failure or just a failure of communication, something just doesn't work, there's room for error with this energy. It could also be that you something that you want to launch or something you're planning to do, best just hold off on it, because otherwise what could happen is things may go wrong and you're going to have to go back to the drawing board anyway. So go back to the drawing board, look at your whatever it is that you're trying to do very, very thoroughly, go over it again, because basically what this is a very good time to really check over the details, to go over everything, revise, rewrite, reorganize, review, anything with a re in front of it, even if you have to reinvent something. It really is a good time to apply yourself again to what it is you have in place or what you're planning, and just go over everything again to pick up any mistakes or any kind of error or any kind of miscommunication that may be lurking there that you're unaware of. It really is a great time to come up with a better plan, okay? A better plan than what you had before or what you had brewing before. It's like taking a microscope or a magnifying glass and going over everything again. It's also about technology and electronics. Avoid, as I said, try not to make big purchases at this time, because there's a good chance that something will go wrong with it, or it will fail, or you will have to take it back. These things do happen sometimes with this energy, and especially in this house as well. Then in the fourth house, we have fire element desire. This is the second one of the element cards coming in for you. Your fourth house is your house of home. So that's your physical home. It's also your residence, wherever you're staying. It's also the atmosphere in your home, and also the other people that may be in your home at this time, whether they're visiting or there for any length of time. It's also the house of your relationship to your ancestry, your roots, your foundation, your where you came from, basically, your ethnic identity. It's your relationship with that and the people involved in that. So now, with this card coming in, you can expect some quick changes or movement of some kind. You may even be asked to take a unique approach to something, look at something differently in any one of those areas. But there's energy and creativity involved. So whether you're redecorating or you're making changes of some kind in your home, but there will be energy and creativity coming in for you. It's also, you may just need to get clear on what needs to be done as well, whether it's dealing with other people in your home or something that you want to do in your home, or, as I said, to do with your ancestry and your relation to your foundation, the people that you grew up with. This card also brings in courage and daring, getting started with something. So you may be wanting to get started with something, or you may be going through a new start of some kind. It also brings in passion as well, and you may also have to deal with somebody else's ego or some kind of overbearing attitude of somebody else in your home, possibly, or somebody that you're using in your home to redecorate or change something. So that all may come in for you. Also, just be aware all electric items and fire-related items in your home may need attention at this time. Then in the 5th house, we have Earth element stability, third one of the element cards coming in for you. So your 5th house is your house of creativity, all kinds of creative activities, just even your personal creativity. It's also the house of children, whether they're your children or other children that you're associated with. It's the house of love affairs, and it's the house of all forms of fun, recreational activities. That can even be sports as well. So with this card coming in, it's a stabilizing card. You'll be asked to dig deep for your practicality and your wisdom. You may even need to come up with a master plan of some kind. And also just be aware, avoid rushing with this. This is a steady, patient energy coming in here. So rushing is not going to work. Criticism of others is not going to work, or criticism of yourself even. Also be aware what may not be working for you. For instance, having fixed, outdated or outlived views that are holding you back in some way. You need to let go of fears and step out and actually try new things at this time. So try something new, take action on that. Action is required with this card. It might also be about getting organized in some way, any one of those areas. It could be you, or it could be children that you're associated with, or your children that need to go through any one of these steps as well. You may also be connecting with the right people, or people that are going to be very influential in your life, going to support you or help you in some way, or it could be to do with your children, as I said. It could also be appropriate to be starting a business at this time. So what you're really trying to do here is to create a solid, stable foundation. And that takes time, and it takes patience, and you need to be practical about what you're doing. This card is also indicated for all nature-based activities, or property or land, or the purchase of real estate or land, or some kind of plot, which brings you close to nature. So whether you're going to be growing things, or whether you're going to be doing activities on that property which bring you close to nature in some way. It's very, very highly indicated with this card as well. Then in the 6th house, we have air element communicating. So this is the 4th one of your element cards coming in. The 6th house is your house of work, your workplace, your work projects, and any kind of mastery of your craft, whatever you are mastering, whatever it is that you do. It's also the house of health and diet, and it's the house of pets. So now with this card coming in, basically what it is bringing in for you is the power of manifestation. So this is hugely, hugely important, especially in this house, because you want to bring in positive things. So that means you have to really train yourself to watch what you think, what you say, and what you write. All forms of communication will be highly indicated here. So if you think, speak, and write positive, then that is what you will manifest. It's also about being logical and thinking things through. So whatever it is you're doing in the 6th house, you need to get clear on your objectives as well. So think things through, get clear. It's about reasoning as well. There's precision, there's sharpness, because it's a mental energy, and there's ambition as well. So there may be all of those elements coming in for you in your 6th house at this time. Technology and science is also indicated with this as well. So whether you are embracing new technology in what it is that you do, or it could be electronics, or it could be some new instrument that you're mastering. It could be anything really, but it's more advanced than what you have been using up till now. It could also be that you're learning as part of your profession something to do with technology or something to do with science. You may be hearing gossip of some kind, or news may be coming in for you. Just avoid getting involved in any kind of gossip or scandal. But this could also just be a message coming in for you, or you are relaying a message in some way. This card also brings in air travel of some kind. So this is not a routine trip. This is something that requires a bit more effort and planning. And it involves flying of some kind. It could also be that you're going away to learn something, or you're visiting different types of educational facilities that may come in for you. From a health and diet point of view, hands, eyes, and the brain come in. So with the air element, sometimes you can spend a lot of time thinking or worrying or over-analyzing things, and that could put a bit of a strain on you as well. The other side that comes in with this is your energy levels, so watch that. And also youth, so anything to do with looking young, feeling young, anything to do with that may be indicated for you at this time. Then in the 7th house, we have Libra I balance. So the 7th house is your house of relationships. This is your close personal one-on-one relationships. So whether that's a love partnership or a business partnership, or some other kind of close personal relationship, this all falls under the 7th house. So now with Libra I balance coming in, Libra is the 7th house. So this is highly indicated for you in some way. So partnership is highlighted. So this is linking up with another, whether it's a business partnership or relationship, or it could be a marriage or an engagement, or some kind of love commitment. All right, this is the next level from what you have been in before. So if you are thinking about asking somebody to marry you, or you are thinking about that, it's highly indicated with this. But it really is, it is a committed relationship, however that plays out for you. You may be required to make a decision, because with Libra, the scales and often decision making is required in some way. If none of that is applying for you at this time, then you may just be either coming across as incredibly charming and using all of those sort of abilities at this time in all your relationships, or it could be that you are required to bring that in. So that's a bit of bring in the charm. It's also, this card is also about beauty. It's also about seeing that in your environment, or bringing it into your relationships in some way. It's also about finding balance yourself, harmony, and peace. All of those lovely concepts coming in to a relationship or relationships that you're involved with. It's also about negotiation and fairness. So if you are involved with a legal issue of some kind, which can come in with the Libra card, those concepts need to be applied. So negotiation, fairness, playing by the rules, the middle path. Also, you may be settling a legal matter of some kind, or dealing with a legal matter, which will more than likely work out in your favor. But this is about whatever kind of relationship this is, or any kind of partnership. It's always about, with the Libra card, always about mutual commitment and support. So always apply that in any of these close personal relationships. Then in the 8th house, we have Gemini, I think. So this is following on actually from the 7th house. So if you are involved with a committed relationship of some kind, and you are going the marriage route, then or if you're in a partnership of some kind, even if it's a business partnership, you're going to be you're going to be needing this, because this is the eighth house is all about the merging of two people into a committed relationship or partnership. So it's the merging of all the basics that you bring in with you. So this is your emotional and your material resources, the merging of those. So it's the deeper committed relationship, the deeper sexual committed relationship as well. It's also the it tackles all big finance. So this is investments, inheritances, insurance, tax, banking, accounting, and also legacies and trusts. Anything like that comes in to the eighth house. It's also the house of endings and beginnings. So now with this card coming in, communication is going to be hugely important. It really is vital. You're going to really need to be thinking about what you're doing. So it's about exchanging ideas. You're going to really need to pay attention as well, to listen as well as speak, because the two need to be balanced. All right. You may need to bring some wit and humor in to whatever it is that you're doing. You may also have to talk your way into or out of something. Again, gossip may be coming, and you may be hearing something coming in, or you are being talked about at this time. Gemini also brings in, it is a soulmate card. So if you are entering into a partnership or a relationship of some kind, this is highly indicated for you. And this person more than likely is a soulmate. It doesn't have to be a love relationship. This can be somebody that you are uniting with, that you just really get each other. You've got each other's backs. You are very, very important in each other's lives, and you're there to learn and grow. You're both in each other's lives to learn and grow. So this could be bringing this person in for you as well. This card is also about technology. Technology is indicated again. It's already come up a couple of times now. So this is an upgrade from what you are currently using at this time. So you may need to use a different facility, or upgrade something, or change something, or use it in your finances, or getting control of your finances, or in a business that you're in. This is writing and speech as well. So you may be asked to make a speech, or you may be writing something. This also brings in multitasking of all kinds. So being very adaptable and flexible, multitasking. It can also bring in feeling a bit restless, having lots of distractions, or starting something and then not finishing it. So just be aware of that with the Gemini card. Siblings may also be involved somehow in your eighth house. The eighth house also deals with handling other people's money. So you may be doing that on behalf of somebody as well. Then in the ninth house, we have Venus love. So Venus rules Libra, which already came up, and we had the Libra card. So I feel with this card coming in, this is your ninth house. The ninth house is the house of international travel. It's the house of adventure and exploration. It's also the house of higher education and learning. So this is university level, or it could be adult education. It's also the house of belief systems, all kinds of belief systems. And this could be religion, or whatever it is that you're involved in. It's also the house of philosophy. And everything foreign, anything foreign. So whether this is foreign ideas, foreign cultures, foreign travel, or foreign concepts, or just dealing with people in other countries. So this is international. So it's you meeting the world, or the world meeting you in some way. It could be import and export, an online business where you're dealing with people across the world. The ninth house also brings in teaching. It deals with teaching, publishing, and promotional work of all kinds. It's also the house of law, and this is the higher courts, but also law in itself. So now gaining wisdom, all falls under the ninth. With Venus love card coming in, if you are embarking on a marriage or an engagement or some kind of commitment with a significant other, then this card coming into the ninth house would indicate some kind of trip to celebrate that, or whether it's a honeymoon or a romantic trip, or it could even be a business trip to do with a partnership that you're involved with now. So that is all indicated with this. Or it could just be that you are going on a trip of some kind, something that you're planning, something that you want to do. Traveling with somebody, whether it's a friend or with another or a partner, is highly indicated with this card as well. But if you're not linking up with somebody else, it doesn't matter. Trips away, you can be planning this yourself if you want to. So now, but whatever happens with this card coming in, this is going to be about making sure that the trip has its creature comforts. You're going to need your creature comforts. You're going to feel like that. Some luxuries in there, possibly a romantic destination. Doesn't have to be a romantic trip, but it can be a romantic destination. Arts and culture are strongly featured. Fashion, nightlife, relaxation, eating out. All of those activities are all highly indicated with this on an adventure or a trip of some kind. Just be careful you don't overspend with this, because Venus loves luxury and loves spending. Also sweet foods, anything like that comes in with this card. It's also about exuding charm as well, and you may find that you're more socially active. You may have to bring diplomacy into a situation. So if you're not traveling, but you are dealing with various aspects in the ninth house, it could even be a public relations exercise you're busy with, then charm, social etiquette and diplomacy all come in with this card. It's all highly indicated. Creativity and refinement of all kinds comes in. As I said, the arts is indicated. You could be involved in that, or you could be working with that, or working with people in that field, or you are involved in it in some way. So it's all the arts, dance, music, whatever, even visiting museums, fashion, beauty, even sweet foods and the manufacture of that, or the bringing of that into some kind of event. This card can also bring in windfalls, rewards, money of some kind, or you could be being paid for some kind of work like a handcraft or something handmade that you've produced. Publishing and short stories, poems, that sort of thing is all highly indicated with this card. Then in the 10th house we have Mercury mind. So now the 10th house is your house of career. It's your house of your ambitions. And it's also the house of authority figures. So this could be somebody in your life who is an authority figure. It's also the house of fame and reputation and your public status. So now with this card coming in, it's another Mercury card. We had one earlier, and we had the air element, and we've got Gemini, and we've got Mercury. So all of them are indicated for communication. So communication, again, very highly indicated at this time, especially in this house. And again, bring in wit and humor wherever possible, because that always smooths things over. But it's an intellectual card, so you may be required to bring that in or focus on that at this time. It's also about observation and reasoning. Okay, so again, gossip comes in. You may be hearing something, or there could be news coming into you, or some kind of scandal that you see going on around you. Just steer clear of that. As I said, or it could just be news coming in, because Mercury is the messenger of the gods. Yeah. So it's all about choosing your words very, very, very carefully at this time in this in this 10th house. So speaking, writing, editing, teaching is all highly indicated at this time. Just be careful that you don't come across as glib or argumentative should the situation arise. Also be very clear about what you're saying, because Mercury sometimes can be a little bit deceptive. So it could be what you're saying or what you're hearing and interacting with others, and it may come across as a bit deceptive, or there's something that you don't have all the facts. With this card, you're required to be adaptable as well, very flexible with what's going on. Technology, yet again, is highly indicated. This is learning as well, so learning new technology, or you're just going to be exposed to it in some way. Quick developments are going to be happening. Anything mercantile is indicated with this card. The other thing is maps, cars, and travel on roads in particular is also indicated with this. So whether this is to do with your profession, or whether it's something else that's coming in for you, it could be indicated. Then in the 11th house, we have Chiron healing. So the 11th house is the house of friendships, and it's the house of social groups and groups of all kinds. So, how you're interacting in that. It's also the house of personal hopes and wishes, your hobbies and interests, your visions and dreams for yourself, your ideals. It's also the house of trends in the markets, trends in your life, fashion trends, whatever, any kind of trend. And it's also, it rules group consciousness and global consciousness, social reform and causes, anything like that. So now with the 11th house, it is exactly what it says. Healing is required. So basically healing before progress. So no progress is going to be made unless there's healing involved here. So whether this is a friendship or some kind of group that you're interacting with, or it could be a social reform or some kind of cause that you're involved in, where you are dealing with people who are dealing with that. They've got their own very deep wounds, and you're helping them or you're assisting them in some way. So it's basically about examining old emotional wounds, hurts, and experiences, any kinds of experiences. But it's usually associated with emotional, but it can be physical, as in an illness or a disease as well. So you need to understand the function it has had in your life. So you need to embrace it and make peace with it as well. But you can only do that if you bring it into the light. If it's hidden and buried, you will never deal with it, and it'll keep reoccurring until you do. So you need to bring it into the light, embrace it, and make peace with it. Because once you do that, then you embrace the healing, then you can move forward. So whatever that be, it could be an old experience that you've had, and it's come back to haunt you yet again now, so you need to deal with it. So it's basically transformation. That's what this brings in. So breaking old patterns as well. It could also be just literally health matters that you need to deal with. And whether this is through medicinal means, or you're going to be using natural therapies and remedies, which is highly indicated with this card. So homeopathy, naturopathy, chiropractic, any of those, all highly indicated with this. You may have interactions in a health facility. So either you are going, or somebody you are associated with is involved, or going to a health facility of some kind. You're going to be visiting that. Could be you or somebody you're associated with. Or you could be a society or a group that you're involved in, or an association, some kind of club. As I said, you could be working with people who have these deep emotional wounds. You could be involved in that. So nature is also highly indicated with this card, all kinds of nature, whether you're going into nature or you're dealing with that in some way. Astrology, shamanism, any of those all come in on the 11th house with this card. Now, on the 12th house, we have void of course moon missing. So this is a card which is quite highly indicated for the 12th house, actually. Your 12th house is about all kinds of unconscious beliefs or motivations that you may have, anything unconscious. It could also be about your spiritual life, meditation, mysticism, healing comes in again as well with this. Escapism, drugs and addiction all come in on the 12th house. It could also be just enjoying seclusion, some sort of retreat or withdrawal. It's also the house of service to others, and also karmic lessons that you may be dealing with at this time. So now, with this card coming in, it's what it's asking you to do is to just enjoy meditative practices at this time, whether it's a walking meditation or some other kind of meditation that you like to do. It's about deep contemplation at this time. So dream, make plans, just don't act on them yet, because this is not an action card. This is a card of just stay exactly as you are for now. Don't attempt any new or untried things at this time, because you will not get the results you expect. It's a very unpredictable energy. They will tend to go wrong. So medical results are not accurate, or they're inconclusive, or something that you try to start, which is brand new or untried, just won't work. So it could also be that something you've overlooked or made a mistake with could now come out of the woodwork. So this is a time to rest and sleep and recover. If there's storminess going on, if there's issues happening around you, just let them resolve themselves. So this is a no action card. Just spend time in the even if it's a retreat or withdrawal, meditation, and just rest and in preparation for another time when you do need to take action. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that. Please don't forget to like and share, or like and subscribe, as it circulates to other people who may be interested. Have a wonderful month, and I will see you next time. Take care.